Welcome, everyone. My name is Meredith Flanagan, and I'm a member of the Event Industry Council's Sustainability and Social Impact Committee, and I'm joined today by Stephanie Jones with the Water Environment Federation. Today, we're going to talk about the case study of the Water Environment Federation. Welcome, Stephanie. We're happy to have you.
Thank you, Meredith. I'm happy to be here.
Stephanie, please, if you don't mind, just share a little bit about yourself and your time at the Water Environment Federation.
Yes, so I am the managing director of event strategy, and we host the annual conference and trade show called WEFTEC. And this year we were in New Orleans, and we had over 21,000 attendees, over 900 exhibitors, and about 296,000 square feet of net square footage in terms of exhibit space. So it was a very successful event, and we were pleased with how the meeting, or are pleased with how the meeting is recovering post-COVID.
Wonderful. That's amazing. And to top it off, congratulations on achieving your gold standard certification.
Thank you. That was a passion project of mine that I started to implement in 20, but you know what happened in 20. So in 23, we were able to bring it back and achieve gold level certification in Chicago. And then we are continuing that journey this year when we met in New Orleans in October.
Fantastic. So tell us just a little bit about why your organization in particular, the Water Environment Federation, chose to certify to the standards.
Well, I chose the EIC standards because they really align with WEF's mission to inspire the water community in pursuit of human and environmental well-being. The standards are holistic in that they look at not just environmental stewardship, but also social impact and DE&I. And those are some core values of WEF. So they really just align perfectly with our mission and values.
Fantastic. It sounds like a win-win there.
Yeah. And also, you know, I think the standards offer event organizers flexibility. They allow you to take a phased approach to your journey. You don't have to do everything all at once. And with the 4 levels of certification, you can choose where and how you want to start. You can do the basic, or you can go ahead and go for the gusto and do that platinum. So I think that makes it easy for event organizers. And the standards are also easy to follow. And they assess not only the event organizers' commitment to sustainability, but also your industry suppliers. So they clearly outline what is required, and they provide guidance on how to meet those requirements. So I just think they're very easy to use and to implement if you're really committed to sustainability.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So tell us just a little bit, Stephanie, now about the journey, your certification journey for 2023 and beyond.
So in 2023, it was interesting. We were in Chicago at McCormick Place, and we were one of the first groups that came in under new management. We worked with a third party that helps us with this. It's a group called Honeycomb Strategies, and they help us set goals. They help us communicate the requirements to our industry suppliers. They help collect all of that information. So that is sort of how we started the journey, and really kind of how we're continuing the journey. While I think the standards are easy, there is a bit of work collecting the data, but I think if you can implement a process in place, it's pretty easy.
Fantastic. That's good to hear. And you're continuing that journey for the meeting that you just wrapped up?
Yes. One of the highlights this year was that we set a goal to eliminate single-use plastic water bottles, right? And we were extremely successful. We deployed social media campaign. We put stuff on our websites. We included it in email, marketing pieces that bring your refillable water bottle. So working with the New Orleans Convention Center and their caterer, we were able, and this was amazing, to eliminate all of those single-use plastic water bottles from the concession areas, the restaurants, with the exception of one. They have like a private contract with a coffee vendor. And then we eliminated them from all of our food and beverage menus. And what made this so successful at that center is that they have over 80 water bottle refilling stations. So it's very convenient. And we set a record, 27,000 refills done. And that was a record so far for the convention center. So that was,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was something we were proud of. And we also partnered with Fill It Forward. I know a lot of business event strategists know Fill It Forward. But what we did, instead of having the bottles, we purchased the QR codes. We had a sponsor. The
Okay.
sponsor sponsored the postcards. WEF provided the QR codes. And so every time, of course, a person scans, it gives to a giving project. We put the QR codes over top of the water fountain, so that reminded people. And what I really like about the Fill It Forward program is that it doesn't end when the event ends. It is kind of like, I call it an evergreen, impactful project. So that was something that was a highlight of my year this year.
I'll say that's incredible. Just having that statistic of 27,000 refills, right?
Yeah, that was
That's
amazing. I was
amazing.
really surprised with that. And, people are still scanning. And that's also amazing. So I think it's something that
Yeah.
people know, that the single-use water bottles are not good for the environment, but this is a great way to give them an alternative.
Fantastic. I love that. And very, very attainable. Like you said, it keeps moving forward.
Definitely.
So Stephanie, what is some advice you would give to other organizations that are, sort of thinking about certifying, but they're not sure?
Yeah.
When you were in that mindset, in that mind frame a few years ago, what advice would you give these organizations?
Well, I think, like, before you jump into it, I think you should really review the standards and kind of conduct like a baseline assessment of where you are, right? And where you want to
Mhm.
be. And then evaluate that, look at maybe your potential to impact the environmental impact of your event, what you can do in terms of social and the economic impact. And I think that is a good way to start. I mean, I also think that once you do that evaluation, you can use this information to set some attainable goals, because you need to set these goals, and that will help you through your journey and determine how you use the standards. I think another tip would be to talk with your suppliers, right? And share your goals and your vision. I think planners will be surprised how much they are already doing in that sustainability arena, and they already have initiatives and programs in place that can help you meet the standards, especially venues. A lot of venues are getting certified through the standards, or they're LEED certified.
Right.
So that's very helpful in getting started.
Excellent. I think that's great, right? Collaborating as a team
Yeah,
with those people that you're working with to produce the
collaboration
event.
is key,
Yeah.
because you
Okay.
cannot, meet the certification unless they're willing to partner with you and provide the data. Part of the certification is to measure and accurately track the data. And so you need that partnership with your supplier and your venues to get that information from them at the end of the event.
Great advice. Great advice. So Stephanie, what are some key implementations that you've taken through doing this certification? Things that came up during the certification that you're now implementing at all events moving forward?
So yeah, I can give you a high level, because
Yeah, sure.
with waste diversion, we have a 3-stream diversion plan, where it's waste, landfill, and composting. And that has been something big. And we brought it from the back of the house to the front of the house. So all of our attendees really resonated with that, because it shows that commitment to that zero waste, even though we're not there yet, but it
Right.
shows that
You're
commitment to
trying.
that zero waste.
Yeah.
Yes, we're trying. And we were able to have some ambassadors that were out front to help people know what bin to put their trash in, because there's a lot of confusion with that. And in New Orleans this year, we were actually able to participate in a waste audit, where I actually put on gloves and apron and went into a back of an exhibit hall and sorted garbage.
Oh my
Now,
goodness.
yeah, that shows real commitment. But it was fun, Like I said, this is
Yeah.
a passion project for me, and I learned a lot of things about how to sort and how to recycle waste. So it was a unique experience. What else have we done? Again, the social impact. We've been able to
Hmm.
find some pretty unique projects in the local community to give back,
Okay.
and we make these opportunities available to all of our attendees, and the engagement has been fantastic. What else have we done?
Are those social impact projects, Stephanie, are they done on site or are they off site or a mixture of both?
A mixture of both. We've
Okay.
done a couple of community projects in the local in the at local high schools and elementary schools to kind of inspire the youngsters to get into the
Hmm.
water sector. And we've done those for a while, but the recently we've had projects at the convention center where we are assembling STEM kits or laundry kits or,
Yeah.
backpacks for kids experiencing food insecurity. So that has been something that is we've done. And then we've kind of broached the DE&I space where we are planning events around underserved populations of the industry, where we
Okay.
can bring that population together in a safe space to talk about issues and concerns they have. And that has been very successful too. A couple of them have grown. We've been able to secure sponsors. So again, it's that holistic approach to
Yeah.
sustainability.
That's fantastic. And it makes your trade show, your conference as an event more well-rounded for
Yeah,
your attendees.
I think so. I really think so. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
thank you.
What tips would you share to those, Stephanie, who might just be starting and feel like they've got challenges they need to overcome?
Yeah.
What tips can you share for overcoming those challenges that came up maybe when you were in your journey?
So I think first, if you're just starting, I really suggest that you take the Sustainable Event Professional Certification course. What you'll learn in that course will
Hmm.
help you understand the business value of sustainability and then ways to improve the environmental performance of your event. And with this as your foundation, then again, you can identify your vision, why you want your event to be sustainable, and what you want to achieve. Also, you have to get buy-in from leadership.
Hmm.
That is very, very important because part of the standards really addresses organizational management and policy. So you need
Okay.
to have a sustainability policy. You need to have a DE&I policy, a code of ethics, all of that. And so, having
Hmm.
your leadership's buy-in is a critical step for when you're starting. And then I would say, I think I said it before, just what do you want to do? What do
Right.
you want to accomplish? You don't have to do everything at once. Take it
Hmm.
step by step and do what you can. Anything that you do is an improvement from not doing anything, in my opinion.
I think you summed that up beautifully. That's right.
Yeah.
Anything you haven't done before that you're doing is going to be a step in the right direction.
And I think a lot of planners are doing more than they think, right? But when you you need
Right.
to put it all together and get a view of what it is you're doing, what the venues are doing, and what your suppliers are doing. And once you do that and get that full picture, I think people will be pleasantly surprised. Um,
That's great.
yeah. In terms of like challenges, you have to just be ready to
Hmm.
adjust and pivot, right? You may not meet the specific goal, or you may come up with some barrier that may
Hmm.
prevent you from meeting that goal, but you can't give up. You just have to pivot, pull in
Okay.
your partners, see what else you can do, see how you can tear down that barrier. But I think you just can have to continue to move forward, and then also assess what worked well and what didn't, right? You may have some
Yep.
challenges one year, but you got to come back and debrief and assess what worked well, and then how you can make improvements for the next year. It's a continuous process. It's something you have to do every year. But again, I don't think that it's anything that we as event organizers can't accomplish. And I think it's in this current environment, a lot of companies are finding the business value of sustainability. You know, I
Right.
think ESG and it's becoming very important to a lot of companies. A lot of companies are choosing where to invest their money, right? And they're looking
Right.
for companies that have the same value. So I think it's a win-win all around for everyone.
I think so too. And you're a great example of, of a organization who's, gotten the certification and is still excited and eager to get it again.
Yeah,
So just because you
I
have
am.
it once, I think that's
Listen,
great. You're showing that, just like
yeah,
you said a few minutes ago, you can do one more thing better next time.
yeah. And my ultimate goal is to get that platinum. I'm giving myself some time, but I
Great.
will get that platinum level certification in the next couple of years. That's my prediction.
That's amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next call so we can talk about your standard, your
Yeah,
platinum certification. Well,
yeah.
Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And congratulations one more time. Thanks so
All
much for
right.
being with
Thank
us.
you. You're very welcome.